I never thought betrayal would be so obvious, yet so insidious. My wife, Lauren, and I had been married for 10 years. On the surface, we had a happy life, a cozy house, successful careers, and a social circle that envied us. But appearances are deceiving. Behind the smiles and the dinners, Lauren had someone else, her work husband, she called him. At first, I laughed it off. "It's just office banter," she said, laughing when I asked. But the laughter always had an edge, a little too sharp, like a blade hidden under a velvet ribbon. The first signs were small. Late nights at the office, texts she hid when I walked by, excuses that didn't add up. I didn't want to believe it. I trusted her, or at least I thought I did. But one evening, a mutual friend dropped a casual comment that set my gut on fire. "Oh, Lauren's been spending a lot of time with James lately, haven't you noticed?" James. Her work husband. Curiosity turned into suspicion, and suspicion demanded proof. I began to watch. Not in a stalkerish way, but with careful observation. I noticed patterns. Her phone buzzed constantly with messages from him. Her schedule suddenly included meetings that ended late, sometimes in hotels. I followed my instincts and discovered the truth that would shatter everything. Photos and messages proving a relationship that went far beyond friendly work camaraderie. They were lovers, laughing in restaurants, whispering in cars, sneaking into hotel rooms. Every piece of evidence made my blood boil, but it also made me strangely calm. Rage without a plan is self-destructive. I needed strategy. I decided the first step was to make the betrayal undeniable, not just for me, but for everyone who thought Lauren was the perfect professional, the devoted wife. I wanted her lies exposed in a way she couldn't deny. The opportunity came when Lauren organized a company party. She was radiant that night, dressed to perfection, her laughter echoing through the hall like nothing had ever happened. Guests mingled, glasses clinked, music floated in the background. Lauren was in her element, unaware that I was quietly watching from the back, laptop in hand, ready. I didn't want a dramatic confrontation, I wanted the truth to land like a hammer. I connected my laptop to the projector, pulling up all the evidence I had collected over the past few weeks, texts, photos, videos, timestamps. The first image flashed across the screen, Lauren and James in a restaurant booth, his hand brushing hers a little too intimately. The room hushed, the murmur of conversation dying instantly. Lauren froze mid-laugh. I continued, showing each piece of proof in chronological order. The hotel keycard slips, the late-night dinners, the messages where they joked about escaping together. Gasps filled the room. Her colleagues stared, some in disbelief, some in disgust. James turned pale, realizing the full extent of exposure. "I thought this was just work," I said calmly, my voice carrying across the stunned crowd. But it wasn't. It was a betrayal. Not just to me, but to all of you who trusted her, respected her, admired her professionalism. Lauren stammered, tried to cover her face, to grab the laptop, to deny it. But the evidence spoke louder than her excuses. Every lie she had rehearsed evaporated under the glaring reality of documented proof. James attempted to defend himself, but I held up my hand. No one needs defense. The truth is clear. The fallout was immediate. Guests whispered, some left without a word. Her professional reputation, meticulously built over years, crumbled in a matter of minutes. James's career took a hit as well. Whispers spread about the affair, and soon he found himself isolated at work. Lauren tried calling, messaging, begging for understanding. I didn't answer. There was no negotiation, no reconciliation. The betrayal was complete, the consequences had to be too. That night, when the house was empty, I sat alone in what had once been our living room. The images of Lauren and James on the screen played in my mind. Betrayal isn't just an event, it's a wound, a weight you carry long after the act itself. But I felt something shift inside me, a mixture of closure, anger, and liberation. I realized that exposing her wasn't cruelty. It was justice, and justice was necessary. The divorce was swift. The evidence made sure the settlements were fair, ensuring I retained primary custody of our children and secured financial stability. Lauren moved out, trying to salvage her dignity, but it was gone. James disappeared from our lives as quietly as he had appeared, avoiding confrontation, shunning the humiliation that had become unavoidable. Months later, I watched Lauren's reputation in our community diminish as she struggled to explain the affair to friends and family. The work-husband fantasy she had justified in her mind became her public undoing. Meanwhile, I rebuilt my life slowly but steadily. Trust is hard to regain, and betrayal leaves scars, but the clarity of truth offered a strange solace. I wasn't left questioning myself, I wasn't left wondering. The deception had been documented, revealed, and dealt with. In the end, she thought she could have both worlds, her marriage and her secret lover. She underestimated my resolve, my patience, and my ability to act when it mattered most. The exposure wasn't just punishment, it was a reclamation of my dignity, a clear statement that betrayal carries consequences. Some people think revenge is about cruelty. It isn't. It's about balance. I didn't ruin lives for the thrill. I exposed the truth so the lie could no longer fester, so my children wouldn't grow up surrounded by deceit, so I could walk away from years of love and trust intact. Lauren cheated with her work husband. I made sure they both paid for it, not with violence, not with vengeance for vengeance's sake, but with the irreversible consequences of truth laid bare. And in that truth, I found my freedom.